Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now today is Sunday, so you know what that means. We're going around the net with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. And on the docket for today, we have a lot of interesting things to get to. We have a bunch of new cards to take a look at, including some potential new cards from Chase and Hyatt. We have Hilton talking about a new potential status even higher than Diamond. And of course, more details on Wells Fargo and BILT rewards breakup. So of course, if any of that sounds interesting to you, go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, first things first, before we get to new cards, you might have an existing card that you want to product change. And Citi, if you're with them, is making that just a little bit easier. So we take a look at this. It's now being reported that Citi is allowing product changes via chat, which is new. And then you can also change between thank you point cards and American Airlines cards, which I thought they had stopped at one point. Citi historically is one of the more open issuers for product changes to begin with. The only one I don't think you can swap out of is the Costco card, but there was a little bit of a run where I don't think you could no longer go cross-family from American Airlines. So it seems maybe now that Citi is the exclusive partner for American Airlines, they're now more lenient with that. So either way, pretty good doing it from chat. A lot easier. Not that it was necessarily hard to do it over the phone, but you know they can just type the disclosures to you, and you can just say yes versus sitting there listening to the whole deal. So there you go. However, Citi did product change or forced product change the old shop your way cards. We've been talking about this for a little bit now. You know, those became Citi thank you cards. Now, there is a replacement emerging for the Shop Your Way card if you're interested. So let's take a look at what we have here from the early promotional material. And you can see, it's still going to be Shop Your Way, so it keeps the name. But this time they're going the 5-3-2-1, and you'll see why in a second. So this card is, again, you gotta remember here, this is a different card. So this is going to be not issued by Citi, but offered by First Bank. And what you're going to get here is the name makes sense because it's, again, there's no, right now I would say there's no annual fee. I don't think there's going to be, but we can't tell for sure from here. As you can see, applications are opening soon. But what they do tease out: 5x gas, EV charging tolls, car washes, and ride shares. 3x grocery stores, dining, travel purchases, 2 back on Shop Your Way partner purchases, and 1 back on everything else. Hence 5-3-2-1. They could have thrown a 4 in there, but you know, that's fine. So overall, I mean, we'll have to see what the cash out is. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be a 1-to-1, but can you just redeem for cash back, transfer to a bank account? Those things are very important to me. But, you know, either way, you know, hey, 5x gas EV charging card, pretty good overall. So this could be a solid option no matter what. Now, will it be a good replacement for the old Shop Your Way card? Well, that really depends on if this ends up getting all the promotional, you know, reward stacking and spend bonuses that the old one had. I'm going to guess not, because they came out pretty hard with multipliers, but they're probably leaning into just to have the Shop Your Way partner purchases be 2x, but that'll be the decision, you know, if it's an actual suitable replacement or not. But either way, could be a good option for gas and EV charging at 5x. We really don't have too many cards like that on the cashback side, and really it's the AAA travel advantage that's 5x gas. Other than that, people are generally on the Costco card, or they're doing some combination of gift cards or a 3-back, something like that. So, you know, hopefully optimistic. So we'll definitely follow this one. Now, some cards that are new, and I like talking about new cards that we probably won't be following much after this, is next up is Edward Jones and US Bank. So I could have sworn Edward Jones had a card or two through the Elan credit card program. These are, again, going to be with US Bank, who created the Elan program. But you got some new stuff to take a look at. So again, here we have it. 3 options. So Edward Jones, Everyday Solutions, Triple Rewards. You know, these guys with the names, I do like them. Just like the last one, it tells you exactly what it is in the name. Now, again, it's no annual fee. Multipliers here are 3 back on your top 3 spend categories. 5x back on travel book via the reward center, and your intro offers 15,000 loyalty points with 1,500 in spend within 90 days. The Everyday Solutions Flex Balance, again, in the name, no annual fee, no multipliers. This is your low APR balance transfer card. Technically, there's a benefit. They'll give you $20 as a statement credit for 11 consecutive months of purchases. Cool, I guess. I mean, you'll probably make more money picking up spare change for a year. I've done it. actually. And then we do have a business option, which is the Edward Jones Everyday Solutions Business. No annual fee. You're getting multipliers of 2 back on all purchases, and you do get 6 back to the travel portal. This one, 20,000 loyalty points with 1,500 in spend within 90 days. So there you go. Again, nothing really to see there. Maybe I was in the Everyday Solutions Triple Rewards. I linked the whole thing on profitable content. But if you want to go down into the categories and see what the categories are, the one that jumped out was medical or like healthcare. So I don't know too many cards that are going to get you 3 back. I think the last time we talked about one was from Upgrade, but it was one of their line of credit cards, and most people don't have a taste for those. So which is totally fair. So I mean, I guess if you have a large amount of healthcare medical expenses, you could take a look at this as an option. Maybe you'd also have to see the best way to redeem these points. I would assume they're probably going to want to go to like an Edward Jones account or something like that. Either way, they could have been a little bit better here, but you get what you get, right? Now, moving on, we have another card that's been teased for quite some time now, and that is T-Mobile. T-Mobile, following the footsteps of Verizon, AT&T, the major legacies, getting a card themselves. So we take a look at this. Again, it's pink, so that's cool. It's on brand. It's issued by Capital One. T-Mobile Visa card, no annual fee. Multipliers here, you're looking at 5 back on device purchases from T-Mobile, which does cover like a phone, a device, or accessory. I don't know how, I guess a device would be like, I've got like a Verizon home internet, like a router. That would be a device, as an example, I would guess. 2x back on your T-Mobile bill and 2x back on all purchases. They could have really just combined that into one line item. Now the benefits, weirdly enough, it does have no foreign transaction fees, which is nice, I suppose. And you do get a $5 monthly per line discount when paying with card. So instead of loading up the multiplier, I think they're trying to do hey, you get $5 back per line you pay for card, which would be fine, except for, as I understand, I don't have T-Mobile, but as I understand it, they did the thing that Verizon and the others did. They used to give you like a $5 discount, and then they started to restrict it. Verizon, for example, you used to get one, and they restricted, you could pay with card, I think. And then after that, they said, no, you can either straight from your checking account or from the Verizon Visa card, which isn't really a bad card. So, on one hand, sure, the discount's cool. On the other hand, as I understand, T-Mobile just took it away and then say, hey, look, we made a problem. We took something that was working fine for the consumer, made it into a problem, but don't worry, here's a solution. I can sell you another product over here. I'm not going to give you credit for that one because it worked fine the way it was for everyone else. Now, of course, these guys, obviously, they don't want to pay the processing fee, for these credit cards, and that's likely why Verizon did it. And it helps them sell a credit card. So with these cards, I always just feel like it's a little bit of a missed opportunity, and it's because of the conflict of interest they have, meaning that, okay, if you want to do this, fine, but a card like this, like the Verizon card, should have cell phone insurance, except they all sell cell phone insurance through like a Shurion or with something like that. So that's competing priorities, so they hold out on the thing or two that could take this over the top. Because if it had cell phone insurance on there, which is very popular, it wouldn't be amazing. Still make the argument, I think that T-Mobile multiplier just needs to be a little bit higher. 3. I would like 5, obviously. I just don't know how many devices you're really buying from T-Mobile consistently to make it worth it. But there you go. For all you T-Mobile fans, you've got options at least. Now, moving right along to some interesting options, and that is the Wells Fargo BILT Reward breakup. So we know what's happening. Well, BILT Rewards is moving to cardless. They've actually been slowly, it seems like every week we've talked about them. This time they just put up a whole Reddit post, so I'll put it up here for you. There are some interesting things to pull from here and some decision points you guys will have to make if you're a holder of a BILT card or thinking about one now. So again, straight from the source, so BILT 2.0 launches February 7th of next year, so be here before you know it. All BILT card holders will receive an email with more information, but here's everything you need to know. So we kind of skimmed through this. Cardholders will be able to, so there's going to be 3 cards. Remember, there's going to be like a no annual fee one, a $95 one, and a $4.95 one. We don't yet know what each one of those cards is going to offer, but basically what they're going to offer you is a choice, which is, you see like the Mission Impossible movies, like we were offered the choice, make it dramatic, or like the Matrix, red pill or blue. But I guess there's three in this case. Um, Anyhow, you can choose which card you want, and then you're going to receive that card. I believe February 7th, they will ship you that card. So it is cool that you get to choose. Now, BILT 2.0 seamless transition, so your card number stays the same. All major subscriptions, auto pay, and save payment methods stay the same, so that's cool. Digital wallet auto update, that's cool, so your Apple Wallet or Google Pay will all update. No hard inquiry, select from the new cards with no hard pull on your credit, which is nice. Earn points on mortgages, that's coming. In addition to points on rent, your new BILT 2.0 card will let you earn points on eligible mortgage payments regardless of who holds your mortgage, which is very interesting. We'll have to see that. Now, what happens to your Wells Fargo BILT MasterCard? Well, you can continue using that card through February 6th of next year. Your points and BILT membership remain exactly the same. If you choose to transition to the new card, you'll be able to transfer any balance from your old Wells Fargo account. Most people here probably aren't going to have a balance. You may also close down your Wells Fargo account. If you choose to keep your account with Wells Fargo, it will be turned into an autographed Visa card. And that's really the interesting part here. So we said a lot of things. I do appreciate, I make fun of a lot of press releases. This really isn't a press release. It's actually told you exactly everything that they're allowed to tell you right now. Of course, I want the details on the three cards, but that's obviously going to come later. But they told us a great amount of stuff, which is more than we normally get in press releases. And they didn't even put in a bunch of happy buzzwords about how much we loved or loathed Wells Fargo. So points. Now I'm the one wasting time with more words, so let's just get back on track. So yes, you get the pick, which is nice. So it sounds like no matter what, even if you don't pick one of the cards, then you would just be done with BILT and your existing BILT card would turn into a Wells Fargo autograph card. Not a bad card by any means. Card does cost you an intro offer potentially if you don't already have that card. And then the other one here is, again, moving to BILT. They say your account number is going to stay the same. So somewhere along the lines, you're going to get a new account number for either that one or BILT. BILT sounds like we're keeping your account number, so I assume the Wells Fargo card will be a new card number. And so I would imagine from this, either way, that's going to count as a 524 slot, which I used to be of the mind that 524 is overrated. But that was back when it only applied to Chase. And we're going to talk about Chase in a little bit, so it might be something to keep in mind. But all the issuers seem to care about 524. U.S. Bank for sure, Citi for sure. Bank of America, a little bit more lenient if you're an existing customer. Their rule is 7 and 12. But still, so you're going to want to think about that. The other thing here you're going to want to weigh out is intro offers. I can't find it, but I do remember the Richard Kerr, the BILT guy, is very anti-intro offer. I want to say, don't quote me on that, but I feel like I've seen a post on Twitter where he's like, no, we're not adding intro offers. I know they've had them in the past. All that to say, if you just opt in to get a card right now, are you missing out on an intro offer on the BILT side? I don't know, because they haven't really been huge fans of intro offers in the past. Could it come later? Absolutely. Hard to say. On the autograph side, of course, you're definitely missing out on an intro offer. I think $300 is the highest I've seen on that one. So just things to consider as well. I say for right now, we just kind of wait and see what the cards have. And if there's like an immediate need for them, or you're like, hey, this is great, then by all means. The mortgage piece definitely does interest me as someone who has 3 of them. I don't think they're going to let you do all 3 payments, I would imagine. But, the main thing for me is they never, BILT points were never really able to just cash out to straight cash, which is, what I would want to do. So I don't know if it'll be for me. Again, it could be. I'm definitely interested, and we'll have to see how this progresses and what the cards offer, and of course what you have to do to qualify for your rent multiplier, your mortgage multiplier. I can't imagine it's just going to be you can hold the card and just continue to do your 5 Amazon swipes or anything like that. But we will know more very soon. So I don't know. You've got some decisions. We don't have to make the decisions right now. I wouldn't make the decision until we see the cards, and that will come soon enough. And of course, we'll have it right here, hopefully better than the new cards we just talked about. However, we do have 2 more stories from the heavy hitters, which could lead to new cards. So Hilton is rumored to be coming out with a new status. Now, this was from US Credit Card Guide who found this. And so the new status, I'll put it up for you. It's going to be Diamond Reserve. Reserve is just like your, I guess, the name we go with. So what we would know here is again, it's going to be right above Diamond. It would take 18,000 in spend and 80 nights stayed. Earns 22x back per $1 spent. Again, remember the value of Hilton points. Sounds amazing, but it's still good. But just don't get carried away. 10 base points and 12 of those points come from Diamond Reserve. Diamond currently earns 10 base and 10 from Diamond, so you can see a little bit of a bump there. Existing tiers will have requirements reduced by 30%, they say. So Hilton Honor Silver status will require 7 nights, 3 stays, or 17,500 points compared to 10 nights for 4 stays or 25,000 points. Hilton Honors Gold would now require 28 nights, 14 stays, 52,500 points compared to 40 nights, 20 stays, or 75,000 points. Hilton Diamond, 42 nights, 21 stays, 84,000 points compared to 60 nights, 30 stays, or 120,000 points. New milestone awards at 120 nights for this Diamond Reserve will be choose between 30,000 points and a comfortable room upgrade. So there you go. No idea when it's coming. Oh, also the theme I believe is going to be black, is where right now it's like purple for Diamond. So there you go. I might have to move from Marriott to Hilton. So there you go. I think it's going to be interesting to see how this works, because on one hand, as you all know, most of you travelers out there know, Diamond, because they've been selling Diamond for so long, it doesn't really mean as much as it used to, because everyone has it. And the Hilton Aspire, which gives you Diamond, is still, even with the $550 fee, one of the cards that are actually worth the high price tag, I would say. Now, does this lead to them turning right back around and selling an even higher tier card that gives you Diamond Reserve? Yeah, I think so. I think it'll happen for sure. Or it'll have, a shortcut through the spend path maybe to get you there. But again, Marriott's got the 650, so Hilton at 550. They know the market is up. We know the platinum at 900. So there's definitely people out there who would be happy to pay it and get multiples of them, especially if the annual reward night covers it and then some. So I think we could see another tier card. It just really makes sense to keep moving your customers up the ladder. Now, someone who's finally caving in and potentially helping customers move up the ladder is Hyatt, our last story of the day. So Hyatt and Chase put out a press release. You know how I love press releases, but don't worry. This one was not as good as BILT, but I did pull out the parts you want to know. So if you take a look at it, what we have is that additionally, Hyatt plans to expand its card portfolio as Hyatt and Chase continue to grow their relationship, building on the success of its current co-branded credit cards, the World of Hyatt card and the World of Hyatt business credit card. The World of Hyatt credit card portfolio has experienced incredible growth with over 30% increase in card spend, over 25% increase in total card members over the last 2 years. They also have this line item in there that World of Hyatt Explorer status will be added as a benefit for top spending Chase Sapphire Reserve and Sapphire Reserve business card members beginning in the middle of 2026. So there you go. Not too bad. These are interesting things. For the longest time, Hyatt, I think, is the only major that doesn't have like the ladder of cards where I can start you out a no annual fee one all the way up to $550 or $650. I assume they've just gotten tired of watching everyone else get all this money and decided, why don't we sell more cards? The interesting part about it is that's why Hyatt status and Hyatt points are probably, from what I understand, a little bit better. Better might not be the right word, not in terms of benefits, but more so, it's not as watered down as we were just talking about, that everyone has Diamond or everyone has Marriott Platinum status, or you can get Gold and then Platinum for sure. I think Titanium and Ambassador still you gotta earn, but you can get shortcuts through the cards. So we'll see what that does for them. Explorer status, I'll put up the statuses for Hyatt. It's not their top one by any means. I think it's their second tier status. But again, it does help the Sapphire Reserve tremendously. I know they've got IHG status for the longest time. People say, well, add Hyatt status the way Platinum has Gold, or as Marriott and Hilton Gold on there. It does help a lot. It's going to be paywalled. I've changed my mind on paywalls. I think it's fine because while the card's not necessarily a card you'd want to spend on, they're generally saying, hey, instead of giving you multipliers, if you hit this paywall, we will give you this status, and that's just really more so up to the individual if it's worth it to prioritize that versus putting the spend on anything else. So I do think it's okay, but it is still interesting, as well as the other cards just give you the status, and we'll also have to see if it's easier to, I would imagine it'd be easier to get the status from whatever higher tier Hyatt card comes out than the Sapphire Reserve, but it does help the Sapphire Reserve. It is just interesting to see the paywall version versus Amex, where like instead of being paywalled and spend, it's just a higher annual fee. Granted, some of the lounge, if you want guest access and stuff, that's paywalled. So I don't think we're going to get around paywalling of anything, because that's what they want people to do, use the cards, be valuable customers. So I was just interested to see that Hyatt finally caved, because this has been out there forever and people have been asking for it. So we've got a ways to go on this one. So we'll see what they come up with. Let me know what you would like to see. I know some of you guys out there, like my buddy Leo, just loves expensive cards, and I imagine he's already standing in line for this. So let me know what you would like to see in either of these cards, or of course on the potential American Express Hilton one as well. But anyways, guys, that has been the news for this week. So, of course, if you liked it, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel, so we're posting content just like this every single week. Of course, right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. And, of course, every single day over on profitablecontent.com, which is, of course, the channel's blog. Always linked down below for you, and on the channel homepage, where we post news stories just like this. Plenty of bank promotions that can help you afford some of these incredible annual fees and credit card offers. None of these, but hopefully we will get some when they come out. But anyways, guys, that'll do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you very soon this week.